We've done the reread, and now it's time to check out some one-star reviews of Firestarter. Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Dave Musson, and this is the place where I talk to you about all things Stephen King. So in this video, as part of my chronological reread, I like to read the books and then go onto Goodreads.com and check out some one-star reviews of that book. And my most recent read in the chronological journey was Firestarter. So in a few moments I'm going to be going over to Goodreads and seeing what the haters think of this one. And to finish, I will dig out a 5-star review as well. So we're ending on something of a more positive note. And if you'd like to check out my vlog of rereading Firestarter, you can do that. Link is either in the description or up there somewhere. So going to get onto those 1-star reviews in a moment, but first a couple of very quick plugs. So 3 things to plug. There's a range of Stephen King themed band shirts that I designed that you can find and buy for yourselves and wear whenever you like. I have a multi-award winning collection of short stories from 2024 called Once More Around the Sun, which you can buy and read. And if you like what I'm doing on this channel, you can become a constant viewer, can become a member of this channel, get exclusive content, early access to regular content, and a bunch of other fun things as well. Links to all 3 of those things are in the description. Do check them out. And if you're not interested in any of them or can't support any of those, that's fine. Just watching this channel is great. Maybe consider subscribing, and hey, tell a friend about it as well. Help spread the word. Yeah? Okay then, on to 1-star reviews. Pretty simple. I'm just going to go to goodreads.com, pick out a few of the 1-star reviews, read them, offer my thoughts, and then wrap up with a 5-star review. And of course, we're covering Firestarter, so let's go. Okay, we're on goodreads.com. Firestarter has 238,794 ratings and 5,961 reviews, and its average score is 3.92. which feels pretty high actually. I rated this 3 out of 5. If we filter it down to 1-star reviews, there are 2,746 ratings and reviews of a 1-star nature. That's just 1% of the overall collection. Let's have a look, shall we? Okay, this first review by Anne is very long. I'm not going to read all of it. Let's go here. To say that Firestarter is underwhelming would be a grave understatement. The writing is poor and the story lacks allure. I would probably have dumped this book and bleached it from my memory 60 pages ago, but thank the book gods for a buddy reading partner like Fabian. Obviously her friend. The only thing this story has taught me is to never underestimate the significance of the reading buddy. Life's too short to read a book you aren't enjoying. So why, you ask, do we keep on with this? I won't lie, there's joy in complaining about a book and being frustrated together and rejoicing in the little breakthroughs we encounter along the way. Yeah, underwhelming, I would agree with that. Writing is poor, I think, is a little bit harsh, but yeah, definitely underwhelming. Next up, Crystal. For a book about a kid with pyrokinesis, it's super boring. Yeah, difficult to argue with that, really. Next up, Julia. So I've read almost every Stephen King book, and therefore I'm used to encountering sexism, homophobia and racism in his writing, both in their blatant explicit forms and also by way of omission. However, this is the first time I remember encountering what seems to be pedophilia, implicit verging on explicit. In short, this book was a catastrophe. I missed when I was reading The Stand or the Dark Tower books or something. I would have given this book 2 or 3 stars because it is not dissimilar to his other middle-of-the-lane easy reads, which all seem to follow the same basic structure. However, the sexism, transphobia and pedophilia was really just all too ridiculous and blatant. And even if they weren't, still atrocious and unacceptable. Okay, yeah, fair enough. It's one of those books that is not great read through a 2025 lens. Gillian. Very short review, simply says, update, Stephen King is a terrible writer. I mean, I disagree with that, but here we go. The next one is literally in Greek, so I don't know what it says. The next one is in Czech, maybe? Don't know what that one says either. So let's go on to Chuckles the Scot. I read this book years ago and didn't like it. It's a weird story about a girl called Charlie who has supernatural powers because of a secret government experiment. Now her family are on the run from those who want to use her. I never did finish it and thought it was a bit on the boring side. Kind of hard to do a proper review when I can barely remember it. But then Why bother? I have no issues with the review, but like, why bother reviewing if you? I don't know. This one from Henry is in Spanish, and I mean, you guys know I don't speak Spanish.
You know I don't speak Spanish. In English, please.
Next one is from Wally. I wouldn't waste my time. King is more interested in broadcasting his political opinion. If that works for you, knock yourself out. That's a review from this year, from this month of this year. Okay. I mean, I don't feel like this is King broadcasting his political opinion, but here you go. Cherise says, never again. This book was terrible. Unhappy face emoji. Okay, sure. Let's find a couple more because there was some in language that I didn't speak there. Mel Pullen says, would give this -, stars if possible. -5 stars. Offensive in so many ways and places. Interesting. Erin Goodworth did not finish at 67%. Having only just started reading King's works recently, and it being a mix of old and new King books, I understand that his writing tends to be reflective of the time period it's written in and what was socially acceptable at the time. I've pushed through a lot of discomfort over his blatant racism and sexism in his early works because I don't see it continued into his recent works, but this one made me so uncomfortable that I couldn't finish it. Redbird in general, I think they probably mean Rainbird, but especially his interactions with Charlie, were more than I could push through. Were more than I could push. There's a wrong apostrophe there. Yeah, okay, yeah, I can see that. Let's do two more. So Kyle Brooks says, a boring and predictable story about a girl with special abilities on the run from government agents. Though it was released in 1980 before a glut of similar stories were mainstays in pop culture, better ideas can be found in E.T. and the X-Men franchise. I mean, yes, but like you've admitted yourself there, this one came before those, so, you know, this one walked so those others could run. And lastly, Debbie just says, meh. So those are some 1-star reviews of Firestarter. What did you think of them? And what do you think of this book? Now, to wrap up, we're going to find a 5-star review. So when it comes to Firestarter, there are 75,389 ratings and reviews of 5-star nature, which is 31% of the overall collection. Let's see. I mean, oh wow, that first top review here is literally an essay. I'm not reading that. The next one's in a different language. Okay, this one is good. So a 5-star review to wrap up with from Mayo. 5 stars, capital letters, fuck the government. I love this one. It was so fun and so sad, and because I read The Institute first, they were really similar to each other. Stephen King is really good at writing kids in his stories, like really good. I actually think I prefer him writing children. I can't wait to watch the original and the remake. Ooh, I mean, the remake was probably not such a good journey for you there, Mayo, but hey, if you like the book, you'll like the original movie. For sure. And interesting reading The Institute first and then going into the Firestarter. There are obviously similarities between those two books. So there we go, a 5-star review. Where do you lie with Firestarter? Are you more towards a 5? Are you a 1? Are you a 3-star like me? Are you something altogether different? Are you a -5 one like one of those reviews? Let me know in the comments your thoughts on Firestarter. Okay, there we go. 1-star reviews done. That means that on the chronological journey, we are completely done with Firestarter. And next time we'll be back in the Bachman books covering Roadwork, one that I am very excited to go back to, both to read and to check out the 1-star reviews. There's not really much else to say here, is there? Thanks for coming with me on this journey. If you haven't seen any of my other chronological rereads so far, I'll put the whole playlist up there. You can check them out. Or did I already do the whole playlist? It's been like 10 minutes since I started recording this. I can't remember, but you'll find the playlist for the whole chronological reread somewhere. And I'll put all of the other 1-star reviews as well, so you can check out those. But otherwise, I am definitely rambling now. So this is a great time to plug all my stuff, because obviously I'm coming across as very competent and professional, but I have a collection of short stories, I have a range of Stephen King themed band shirts, and you can become a member of this channel. Links to all of those are in the description. You'll get some fun stuff. Let's be frank, I'll get some money. Everybody's a winner. So yeah, thanks. See you soon. Take care. Happy reading. Bye bye.